Taiwan, an island that feels both comfortingly familiar and refreshingly new. Deeply rooted in Chinese heritage and enriched by influences from neighboring cultures, Taiwan has carved out its own unique identity, where centuries-old traditions coexist with the energy of modern life. It's a place like no other and one of the most magical destinations we have ever experienced. Hi everyone, I'm Nick.
And I'm Kat. Come along with us on our 4-day journey through Taiwan, where we brave heavy rains at Shifen and Jiufen, climb Shangshan in slippers, dive into Taiwan's famous street food scene, and we even explore a lesser-known hot spring district called Beitou. Yes, do you know Taiwan has its very own onsen town? In this video, we're excited to share with you our experiences and the places we visited. As night fell, it started to rain. Taiwan is famous for its street food, so upon arriving, we went straight to the Raohe night market. Surprisingly, many of the street food stalls still remain open, and the air was filled with delightful smells of Taiwanese street food.
The first store had a long queue and we were quite curious to see what they were selling. This store makes black pepper buns, also known as Bing, a really famous street food here in Taiwan. It has a flaky crust filled with a mixture of minced pork, spices, and the most important ingredient, black pepper. They are handmade on the spot and then baked in these huge clay ovens before being served piping hot to the customers.
The first bite really hit the spot in this cold and damp weather. The filling was savory, peppery, and flavorful. Moving on to the store next to it, we had grilled chicken sausage topped with pepper salt. They had many other different flavors, but my favorite is still the pepper salt seasoning.
One of the most popular drinks here in Taiwan is papaya milk, but for some reason we felt like getting the avocado flavor instead, and it was surprisingly not as sweet as you would think.
Still in search of more food, we continued through the rain and found this store selling 大肠包小肠. This amusing name actually refers to a pork sausage wrapped with sticky rice, also in the shape of a sausage. Inside, there are many toppings such as pickles, chili, and garlic. Next, we had a seaweed-flavored okonomiyaki. Our final stop was Dongfa Hut. Apparently, this place had been around for more than a century. We just got a bowl of oyster vermicelli as we were already quite full.
Today we'll be joining a day tour that takes us to the charming old towns of Jiufen and Shifen. We started planning this trip a year ago, and we were hoping for some clear skies and good weather. But as the heavy rain and thunder continued through the night, a quick search online revealed that Taiwan had just been hit with a tropical depression, which was forecasted to bring heavy rains over the entire island for the coming 5 days. We couldn't help but feel a little disappointed, knowing we'd have to experience these places in the pouring rain.
We are here at the famous Fuhang Soy Milk, a Michelin-approved breakfast spot that serves traditional Taiwanese favorites. We actually queued for an hour, which made me skeptical about what made it so special. In the end, we ordered a few items to try. The youtiao is extremely crispy and flavorful. The flatbread is also seasoned very well, and it tasted like a less oily Taoyuan.
Our first stop of this trip was Shifen, a small town located in Ximending District. Formerly established as a coal mining town during the Japanese era, its narrow streets are lined with old, rustic houses, many of which have been around since the early 20th century. In 1918, a railway line was built to transport coal from mines around Ximending. This railway runs right through the center of town, and it's still in operation today, carrying passengers instead of coal. A famous tourist activity to do here is to release sky lanterns. Originally, they were used by villagers as a way to send messages to loved ones or as signals to show that they were safe. Over time, this practice evolved into a symbol of hope and good fortune. However, with up to 400,000 sky lanterns being released in Ximending each year, the cumulative effect on the environment is significant. Standard lanterns often contain chemicals and wires that don't break down easily, so we recommend looking for the eco-friendly lanterns made from biodegradable materials, even if they cost a little bit more.
Shifen is also home to the Shifen Waterfall, a majestic waterfall fed by the Keelang River. It is often compared to Niagara Falls in Canada due to its resemblance, though on a much smaller scale. The waterfall's power is said to be even more intense on rainy days, but today, as it had been raining non-stop since morning, intense was definitely an understatement, and what was once a calm river had turned into roaring rapids. Unfortunately, the bridge leading to the waterfall was closed for safety reasons, so we were unable to go down and see the waterfall up close.
Just standing by the riverbank, you could really feel the immense power of the water, which had built up after hours of heavy rain. Taiwan is no stranger to extreme weather like typhoons, but being in the mountains in the midst of this torrential downpour gave us a real appreciation for the strength of the people here.
As the dark clouds continued to roll in, we made our way to our final stop of the day, a beautiful coastal mountain town called Jiufen.
Formerly a prosperous gold mining town, its golden era has long passed and it has since transformed into a popular tourist destination, famous for its narrow alleyways, scenic views, and a tea house that looks like it's straight out of the movie Spirited Away. As the bad weather continued, we figured that eating street food in the rain would be a little challenging, so we sought shelter from the howling winds and heavy rains to try something pretty interesting. The Ame Tea House is known for its beautiful red lanterns and dark wood facade. While Hayao Miyazaki himself has denied that the tea house inspired the bathhouse in Spirited Away, it's hard to ignore the strong resemblance to traditional Japanese architecture here.
The tea house had a unique menu made from bamboo and offered a wide range of teas to try. We went for the tea set, which included a variety of small snacks, since we're not exactly tea experts and thought it might be a bit of a waste to go all out.
首先，我们先用热水温壶温杯。我们今天泡的茶是阿里山高山龙井茶。杯水烫完之后，茶叶倒进去，先用热水洗一下茶叶。每色性的茶叶我们都要洗，然后这个水直接倒掉就好了。
The whole experience was really special, sipping tea in this traditional tea house after being drenched by the day's activities. It was the perfect way to warm up and dry off for a while.
Although this day trip didn't go as well as we had hoped, the rain gave the old town a different kind of charm. The red lanterns, swaying gently in the rain, cast a soft glow on the slick stone pathways. Travel is full of moments like this where things can go wrong. Bad weather, missed connections, or unexpected delays. But maybe those are the moments that teach us to appreciate what's right in front of us, to slow down and experience things as they are and not as we imagine them. In the end, these moments would turn out to be the most memorable ones. If you're not on a day tour, you could also visit both Shifen and Jiufen by train. Simply transfer at Ruifang Station from Taipei Main Station and take the Ximending Line train to reach Shifen, or hop on one of the many buses at Ruifang that go straight to the entrance of Jiufen Old Street.
This morning, our first stop was to the tallest skyscraper in all of Taiwan, Taipei 101. Instead of going up to the observation deck, we thought of trying out this cafe called Simple Kaffa. It is a cafe chain founded by a 2016 World Barista Champion. This particular branch is quite a unique one, as it is located on the 88th floor of this iconic skyscraper. The view from up here is absolutely incredible, and you could even see planes taking off from Songshan Airport. We ordered their brown sugar latte, honey castella cake, and liquid butter whiskey with toast bread. All of them were of really high quality and extremely delicious.
If you're looking for a unique experience, we definitely recommend visiting this cafe. Not only can you enjoy the breathtaking views, but you can also sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee. However, it's worth noting that reservations need to be made online in advance, and there's a minimum table charge based on your seating location, with the table charge being more expensive for tables located closer to the windows.
Before lunch, we decided to hike up the famous Elephant Mountain, which offers spectacular views of Taipei 101 and the rest of the city. Being only 183 meters tall, it's a moderately simple hike that can be completed in around 2 hours. However, some sections have steep stairs, so a decent level of fitness is needed. As we aren't exactly the fittest people, we felt it was a pretty tough climb and had to take quite a few breaks before reaching the summit. But once we reached the top, the panoramic view of Taipei made it all worth it. Seeing the city from the vantage point really gives you that sense of accomplishment.
This vast square is flanked by the impressive National Theatre and National Concert Hall. At the center stands the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, dedicated to the former President of the Republic of China, one of Taiwan's most influential yet controversial figures. To end off the day and take a rest from the hike earlier, we found this cozy little cafe with a stunning wood interior run by a friendly couple. They apparently have pretty good reviews for their coffee, but since it was getting late, we opted for flower tea instead. As I was a big fan of the Studio Ghibli movies, I wanted to check out Dongguri Republic, a store which sells the official Studio Ghibli merchandise. We left our luggages in the luggage lockers at the station, which was surprisingly convenient and affordable at around 80 cents per hour. For our next stop, we took the red line up north to visit the Beitou District. Nestled in the northernmost part of the city, Beitou is the highest of all of Taipei's districts, situated at the base of Yangmingshan National Park. It's rich with geothermal activity given its close proximity to a group of volcanoes known as Datun.
这个就是以前的火车站。那我们人在这里，这个地方是北投公园的喷水池，这是改革大南纪念馆，这个是绿建筑图书馆，这个是温泉博物馆，这个是千禧汤，专用于泡茶的。
Just around the corner of Xinbeitou Station, you'll find an old train station called the Xinbeitou Historic Station, which served the area as part of the Tansui railway line from 1916 until it was pulled out of service in 1988. It has since been restored and houses artifacts and exhibits from its former days.
One of the must-see attractions here is the Beitou Hot Spring Museum, which was previously a public bathhouse constructed during the Japanese occupation of Taiwan and remains well preserved until today. We could almost imagine the sound of soft footsteps on wooden floors as guests from another time came here to relax and unwind in the hot springs.
The thermal valley is located close to the source of the hot springs, and it's also known as the Hell Valley, since the temperature of the water here could reach as high as 90 degrees. The cloudy steam that was produced from the water surface felt really dreamy, and it was as if we were walking on the clouds. It's a sight that we thought you'd only witness in one of the onsen towns in Japan. And since we were in a hot spring town, it only made sense to try out the hot springs for ourselves. For just one night, we are staying in the Asia Pacific Hotel, whose rooms come equipped with a private hot spring bath. It had a tap specifically for the hot spring water, and it was quite difficult to turn the knob, probably due to the hardened sulfur deposits.
As we conclude our 4-day adventure through Taiwan, we leave with memories of a country rich in history, culture, and natural beauty. From trudging through various places in the rain to experiencing hot springs, trying amazing foods, and experiencing the warmth of its people, Taiwan has truly earned a special place in our hearts, and we'll definitely be back to explore even more of its wonders. 台湾，感谢您留给我们的美好回忆，我们一定会再回来的。